Hey, Kelsey, Norm MacDonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts.
Live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, the Kelsey Hudgins Show. Yeah, so, alright, I think we got it figured out now. And I'm already recording on GarageBand, so I don't have to get that set up anymore. I don't really have to worry about getting that done. That's already done. The hard parts are done. We back. We in this shit. We in this bitch. Yes. We are indeed. So, let me go in here. Cool. That's what we're looking for. Yikes. Nah. What up, Monford? Stash poser. Crack a barrel. Trying to find the link to this thing. Okay, open link in new window. And and we're coming into OBS. We're gonna put a new window capture in here, so you can see what the fuck the people saying, and hold on for what they saying, hold on for what they saying, hold on for what they saying, hold on for what they saying. We will put the, not Discord, we want to go to Google Chrome, YouTube live chat, we'll put that up there. And bring it to the top, bring it to the top, bring it to the top. What up, Tori? What up, Tori? All right. What are we streaming on the Discord? If you're streaming on the Discord, it might rob views from the channel. Heads up on that. And I will add another window capture just for measure. I know this might be a little bit boring for right now, but just hang on a second, it'll all come together. All right, now we're good. Sorry. I'll utilize that time to do my intro stuff here in a little bit. But, yeah. Probably should have started recording. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, here's what we were talking about. Hey, guys, how you doing? Are you doing good? It's so good to see you guys. Love the peaceful backgrounds, but the energetic music. That's right. That's what is jamming right now. We're yamming right now. Bam, she pegs. Swear you don't have an accent. That's what they all say. That's what they all say. So I did notice. That there were a lot of new subscribers that came in from Brother Jamie Deluxe's plug the other day. I appreciate that. Thank you all for being here. All the newbies. All right, word. Yeah, that's fine. Just so long as it, like, you know, doesn't mess with my watch count or anything. That's all I'm worried about. So anyway, first off, welcome to you guys. I'm Kelsey. Nice to meet you. All the new folks. And we are talking. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of background on this. So for those of you who do not know this, for those of you who do know, this is going to be very boring for the next couple of seconds. So those who do not know, there is a show that we all like a bunch, and it's called Kill Tony. On Kill Tony, comedians come up and do a minute of stand-up comedy. They'll do a full minute of stand-up comedy, and then they'll get judged on that minute of stand-up comedy. And if it wasn't good, they'll get roasted. If it was good, they'll get like pointers and shit on their careers, basically. So anyway, I'm in a Discord dedicated to this podcast, and it's very cool, and I really enjoy it. And we watch all these shows every Monday night live, and we watch old episodes every night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That being said, on this show, there was a guy recently who we most certainly roasted pretty heavily in the chat, and came out in the news literally earlier today that this guy murdered somebody, and he was a contestant on not a contestant, but he murdered a guy. So this guy was on Kill Tony. There's a 9-minute video. I don't know if we're going to commit to the whole thing, but let's give it a shot. Drew Carey's ex-fiance. Do we have sound on this? Murdered. Boyfriend attacked her. Cops arrested the ex, Gareth Purse House, Saturday afternoon and booked him for murder. Watched the full episode at Death Squad. Yeah. So I'm not going to play this whole thing just because of copyright reasons, but let's just look at how creepy this guy is. We'll just watch just a second. Allegedly, yes. Well,
here he comes,
allegedly.
everybody. It's a real human.
You're right.
Oh, that way, Gareth. Go back that way.
Look at Chroma Chris, nice hair up there. Jetski Johnson. All right, so right off the bat, check out this dude's energy up here.
Here he is. One more time for Gareth, everybody. Come on.
Hello, everybody. All right, let me spin around this. There we go. Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here in all of the best parts of entertainment. We've got most of a band. We've got morning radio sound effects.
Yeah, you're right,
Sometimes a
Stosh.
full band when a toy kazoo comes from the ground, raises from the grave, takes over Tony and starts singing. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful time.
Okay. So I'm not gonna go through his whole set, but just
On the other ones, but
Right. What do you do for work?
software engineer.
And how old are you?
They're 41.
Yeah. What do you do? What are your hobbies? What are things about
Oh,
you in your
wow.
life?
I like to build stuff. Like I'm a work with my hands kind of guy, or projects. Always trying to
Bet
make a
so.
cool invention, that kind of thing.
allegedly is right. Thick says it right. Our Aussie friend K. The K.
Fast.
I mean, you're handsome.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a good-looking guy.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
Patrick Bateman.
For the first time to this. Just like I.
Anyway, this dude is like,
You gotta be careful up here, people.
that dude is an absolute creeper. And somebody did call it in the chat. Maybe it was an accident. We don't know. But we were talking about it in a chat a while ago. And I mean, it was kind of interesting. Yeah, it was sort of interesting and sort of on topic, and I needed to get on here and talk about something. And hell, I reckon that's as good of a thing as anything else, I guess. So, there's that. But who knows? It could have been. I really don't know. Really don't know. Yes, let's go ahead and get rid of that. I didn't want to do that. Accidents. Bam. I like that. That looks a little better. That's fine. Fuck it. So, what's going on, guys? How have you been? Good. Glad to hear that. I have to clean my house. I got up early as shit today. Yeah, right. We all wonder what the stuff was. All right, so here's the thing. This guy came up as a suspect in this murder, and I'm going to get that over there so you guys can actually see everything, and I'm not really in the way of it. So the thing came up that this guy was in, like he was pretty much arrested on suspicion of this murder. And like obviously his name popped up, and Red Band was like, haven't we seen this guy somewhere before? Don't we know this person? And I was like, yeah, I think I've fucking heard that name before. And it was pretty neat how fast the Kill Tony Nation found whoever this guy was, because somebody found it quick as shit and sent it over. Yeah, I wonder how many Kill Tony bucket pulls to kill people we don't know about. By the way, if you guys are just listening to this on audio, I want to first off give a shout out to the fine folks over at Voices of Misery podcast who suggested that I use Podbean, and then further shout out to Podbean for allowing me to upload all the episodes of my old show and all of the episodes that I will ever need to publish of this show, and not trying to beat the absolute bejesus out of me financially for doing that. Brian Jordan, you get it. So yeah, if anybody out there is interested in a podcast, or you already have a podcast and you want to, you know, get pumped out to all of the platforms pretty much and get a really, really good platform to do that with, Podbean is a really, really cool, Podbean is a really, really cool, platform to do that with. So shout out to them. Also, once again, big shout out to my big brother Jamie Deluxe, my internet brother Jamie Deluxe, for giving me a shout out on his YouTube page, and congratulations to him on 60,000 subscribers. And thanks to Jamie, I broke 400 subscribers and now am in the 460s. So thank you guys for subscribing, and I appreciate that for sure. Sorry, that one got me, man. That thing got me, dude. So, I was just thinking the other day. Hey, that's right, Tori, you've heard of them now. But shout out to all those people, and also shout out to the fine folks at Screwball Whiskey, the original peanut butter whiskey. SKREWballwhiskey.com. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. Screwball Whiskey, the original peanut butter whiskey. There are so many imitators that are coming out of the woodworks right now, guys, but Screwball Whiskey is the original peanut butter whiskey. And old homemade poser in the chat can vouch for Screwball Whiskey's deliciousness, as I believe he woke up feeling a little hungover because he had a good time with that Screwball yesterday evening. And also, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna put a hustle out there. I recorded this music that you're listening. Everything that you have heard so far that I've played musically in this, I've recorded it all. They're all pretty short, but I recorded all the instruments and all these things. If you don't want anything done like that, I got you, dog. By the way, I saw that Small Town Mentality podcast in here. Go check out Small Town Mentality podcast as well. I just met those guys through another Discord that I'm in. So shout out to those guys. Go check them out too. So yeah. Anyway, the reason I said that was I'll work out some intro stuff for you if you want, but I can do that. And let's do another one right here. Let's a little one like a little something different. Yes, you got it. Yes, if you like whiskey and you like being a screwball, what else could you want in a drink, Victoria Thompson? You're 100% correct. Screwball Whiskey. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. Screwball Whiskey, SKREW ballwhiskey.com. Peanut butter whiskey, the original peanut butter whiskey. The original peanut butter whiskey. You got it. Stephen Brody Stevens. Welcome to the Kelsey Hudgins Show with Stephen Brody Stevens. How crazy would that be to have Brody on? I recorded all this stuff too. This is all this stuff I did then. I wonder what is this thing? Screwball fueled your Texas adventures, right? Is that where you met? Is that where you met that cool guy Bartholomew? That's where you met my buddy Bartholomew. That's where he came back, man. Get out your Ouija board. We ain't messing with no Ouija boards around here. But no, I know I just bounced around a whole bunch, but I did want to make sure that I got all the fine folks that help out this podcast and all of the folks that I owe many things to, as far as the fine folks of Voices of Misery who helped me out with getting hooked up with Podbean and honestly got me out of a funk that I was in. Like I was just in a funk. I hadn't recorded a podcast episode in over a month, and the nerd, God love him, reached out to me and got me on his podcast and sort of like reawakened that thing within me that I wanted, that made me want to do this thing. So shout out to him for that, for sure. And also, I've just been lazy, and I know that I've had a lot of time to do things like this, but just this time of year, I get a little bit financially stressed, and that's the worst kind of stress. And it's just, I don't really feel like getting out and talking. I don't really feel like turning this thing on and getting my thoughts out, just because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to unpack it, you know. But it's been a pretty good couple of days, honestly. Like, it was good to get back on stage regularly. And you guys have heard me say a lot about like just getting a little, and I say you guys, I keep forgetting that I've like totally switched podcasts here. So if there are any folks who listen to the MI Stuff podcast that I did, I talked about this a lot, of where like playing with Cornbread or American Sound or even the duo is sort of more like effort involved, I guess, a little bit, and I don't like to put in effort, but my solo gigs like kind of rejuvenate me in a way. And it's really, really, I got to do 2 solo gigs this weekend, and that like really bumped me up. Well, and another thing too is because my solo gigs have always been my rent money. I always pay rent with my solo gigs, and I hadn't had a lot of solo gigs lately, so I hadn't been able to stay up on that like I should be. But I have been pretty like involved in like helping other people get little projects and stuff started. So I've been able to like scratch that itch creatively, but being able to do solo gigs and do jokes in between, like my solo gigs, I can do stand up half of the time. And if it goes well, I'll be able to, more easily win over a crowd. And if I if I get to do that and like open up a crowd, that's where magical shit happens. Was she really Stosh, a sex therapist? Oh wow. So the girl we were talking about got murdered. Apparently she was a sex therapist, as Stosh says. And if you're listening on audio, I suggest that you please go to Kelsey Hudgins on YouTube and click subscribe and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we go live like this. You can come and participate in the chat and hang out with cool people like Stosh, and is that B-Ray or Bray? And brother Cracker Barrel, Gabby, baby, Tori, Poser, all the fine people out there. So you can come and chat with those guys. Please click subscribe on the YouTube channel. That'd mean a lot. STM Pod, that's right. That's close enough. Steam Pod. But yeah, so you'll be able to see all of the stuff that we're chatting about. Jesus, please us. I keep picking up. Can you guys hear that, by the way? When like random radio stations come through? Lovely and attractive. That's fucking right. Mumford's in the house too. My boy Mumford. Me and Mumford and another friend of ours, Brother Dame, did a bit of a talk in here one night, and things got a little out of hand, so we ended up not leaving that up, but we're gonna get a revisit with Brother Mumford and Brother Dame in here. So we'll try to get. I want what I would love to do, ideally, and I know that I've just jumped off a topic way in a big way, and forgive me for that. We'll tie back everything in just a second. Just hang with me for a second. I want to get all of my Discord friends, but I want to get video. I want it to be like Around the Horn on ESPN. You guys are familiar with Around the Horn on ESPN? Where they have all of the shit. Another day, you can leave it up. Well, I mean, it's gone now. I took it way down long. I don't even have a copy of it anymore. But yeah, either way, shit, what was I just saying? I lost my train of thought. I'm stoned. What was it? Help me out. Shit. What was I just saying? I was just making a pretty good point. Around the Horn. There you go. Good going, Stosh. So yeah, I want to get video feeds of the my Discord people, all my Discord friends, and get all of them to like be literally just to have their faces all around the screen, just like I am here now, and that would be ideal. But I kind of want to do that, and that'll sort of open up the ability for me to start interviewing different people, because most of the people that I've interviewed in the past, it's okay, Tori, we love you, welcome back. Most people I've interviewed in the past, especially in my stuff podcast, were just mainly my friends, and like the Brady Bunch, exactly. But without all the, I'm not gonna finish that joke. I'll finish it, but without all the racism. So I'd love to do that, and that would, like I said, I mostly interviewed my friends on the old podcast, so this would give me the opportunity to be able to interview anybody. Hey, you know what? There are very few unattractive. What could, by the way, I know I keep sidebarring on sidebars. What would be a good thing for me to call people who listen to my podcast? Like everybody's got a name for their listeners, right? I want a name for folks who listen to this. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So, but yes, that would all open up the ability for me to interview folks that are outside of just the folks that I see around here, or my friends, or you know, just like things that would mean a lot to me and a few dozen of our friends. But what about the puddins? The puddins. Hey, my puddins. That's what y'all are, and you can't pick anything different. That's what you are. You're my my puddins. Oh, puddins. That's it. That's what y'all are. Y'all are my puddins. So, hey, puddins. Oh, man. That's so good. But anyway, yeah, like I love interviewing my friends. I really enjoy that. And those interviews are really, really fun for me and maybe a few dozen of my friends that are around here in this area. But outside of that, and this is so sweet, puddins. This is so good. I don't know why it didn't hit me sooner. But I would like to maybe grow this podcast beyond just my reach that I have now, and not to say anything about the folks that I have now. And I do not want that to be a thing where folks think that they are not good enough, because you are, and I love each and every one of you, and I really fucking appreciate you all for being here. And I want that to be understood. I really, really love each and every one of you, and I thank you so much for being here. But I do want to grow this show. I do want to do this thing on a more professional basis, I guess, or more. I want to take a more professional approach to doing this thing and make it not more of a job, I guess, but make it to where I'm as serious about this as I would be about something that makes me money. Not, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably a bad way to put it, because I don't want to bring everything down to money. I want to treat this thing, here, Polish pudding. That's right. Everybody loves pudding. All kinds of pudding. There's pudding for everybody. But it's like, I don't want to bring it all down to money. But I want to come at this podcast from a perspective of, this is something that I have to, not obligated, but obligated. I don't want to use the word obligated, because my obligations are my least favorite thing ever in life. I hate obligations. And I really just want to look at this as something that I am bound to do. Like, and you're right, if it's a passion that I can't make money off of, and I want to get there for sure, but I also want to be in this. Like, right now, this is great. But just a few minutes ago, when I was comfortable laying on the couch watching Jimmy Schubert and Dave Attell on Kill Tony number 74. By the way, tomorrow night in the Kill Tony Discord, there is a link to the Kill Tony Discord in the bio of my Twitter page. You guys can go click that and join up the Discord of Kill Tony. And we watch old Kill Tony episodes every single night at Kill Tony time, 8 Pacific time. And tomorrow night is Kill Tony night. So they got old Danny Sodes, Dan Soder, and Dom Irera. So it's going to be a legendary show from the get tomorrow night. But every other night of the week, we do old episodes of Kill Tony. But when I was sitting on the couch or laying on the couch watching that, I was so content with just doing that and not moving. And that's right. Make sure you enjoy what you do, and everything else will flow, and put your heart and soul into it, and this doesn't feel like work 100%. And that's what I want to do. I want to put my all into this. I don't want to half-ass this thing. I want to whole-ass this thing, as in Ron Swanson would say. And I want this thing to be good. And I don't want it to get to the point where I'm like just releasing content just for the sake of releasing content. But maybe if I do that, the content will just... I just don't want the content to suffer. That's not what I want. That's never what I want. And just like even right now, I don't have anything to talk about, but I guess I'm fucking talking. I guess you guys are listening, so I guess something's fucking working. I do have a Patreon, but I never use it. Yeah, what good is one butt cheek? That sounds like something Ron Swanson would say. I do have a Patreon, Tori. I never use it. I never upload anything to it, so I feel weird asking people to donate to my Patreon when I don't even update it or yeah, whatever. And yeah, that's what I've heard too. I had a friend who had a very successful Patreon with their show, and they like were making a lot of dollars, but then all of a sudden something really weird went bad, and they all pulled out of it, and they lost so much money because they told their patrons to pull out. Heyo, told the patrons to pull out, and they did the same thing. But I don't know. I feel like shit. There's the PayPal, PayPal.me, and Venmo. Those things are just so much easier, and it's a direct line to the person that you're trying to help out. The one thing about Patreon is that it would remind them. They wouldn't need to like donate. Like for instance, if a Venmo tip comes in, it's a one-time thing, and they would have to continuously do that. Like if somebody appreciates your content and they don't want to have to remember to tip you every month, then the Patreon is sorry, shit. GB got me. This is a show where we clear our throats. This is how we clear our throats. But no. Patreon would like draft accounts and like give you a certain amount every month, which is decent as a like that's right. Which is decent enough concept. But I don't know. I just like the thought of, hey man, I appreciate your work. Here's a Venmo or PayPal.me. And those things are just very easy to use, and I think it's just a little bit better. Oh, hey, I don't know how to say that, but hello, it is very good to see you outside of Instagram. Let's give you a wrench. So top tier Patreon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crowdfunded reality. That's where I'm getting at, man. Like, Selly. Okay, cool. Oh, I get it, Selly. I get it now. It makes sense. Yeah, crowdfunded reality, and that's what the thing is. Like, there's so many noticed Twitch streamers that do so well, and yeah, top tier Patreon can be shower thoughts uncensored. So, for those of you not aware, on Periscope, strictly Periscope, I don't do these anywhere else. On Periscope, which you guys should follow me on Periscope at Kelsey Hudgins, spelled just like it looks on the screen there. You are winning podcast comments right now, dude. My YouTubers is a tip. So you talk the kind of situation that's going. I don't know what that means, Stosh. Maybe I'm too high to break it down. But anyway, I've seen like, yeah, but I do this thing on Periscope where I'll go live from Jesus. I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. It's getting on my nerves now. I go live from in the shower, and it's pretty much like all you can see is like fucking my neck up. But because my name is Kelsey, I get so many hits on my shower talks or shower thoughts. I don't know what I usually call them, either shower thoughts or shower talks, one or the other. But I get so many hits on those things because my name's Kelsey. And they're fun, man, because you usually get the craziest thoughts that you're going to have in the shower. And I don't know why it is. But I honestly think that maybe it's because after you take a shower for so long, it's involuntary once you get in. Because everybody does, unless you're a psychopath, right? You do the same thing. You can lead. That's right. Got the good hair for real. But no, I feel like that when you get in the shower, it's all like autopilot. Like you're so used to it. And I mean, unless you're a psychopath, you get in the shower, you wash your face, you wash your ears, you wash your beard, you condition your beard, and then you go down, and then you wash the private stuff last, right? Is that what y'all do? Is that what everybody does? That's how I do it. That's right. Kelsey with the good hair. That's me. I mean, that's how you got to do it, right? I mean, that's fucking law, man. I mean, I don't know if everybody just gets in like, you know what, I'm going to wash this arm first. It sounds like Proto, man. You got to follow Proto. Man, by the way, R.I.P. R.I.P. follow Proto. What was his name? Can't remember his name. You should condition your beard, dude. I use this really cool shit that I'm not going to name because they don't pay me to say their name, so I'm not going to say it. I used to say it a bunch, but I even reached out to him and was like, hey, I've like mentioned you guys on my podcast a couple times. Like, I'm not looking for any kind of like anything, but maybe like some fucking charcoal soap or some beard wash or something like that. Hey, there you go, Tori. Doesn't have a beard, but she takes care of the bush. That's like necessary, I believe. You got to condition that shit, right? But seriously though, like the shower talks, that could be a thing that would really work. That could be a thing that if I continue to do those, that could be my thing for Periscope. And I'm trying to just get to the point of just to be able to go live at any time and just have a few people to talk to at any given time, because I'm getting to the point, y'all, to where I'm trying my damnedest to get out into the world and to be a normal human, quote unquote normal human, that most people would consider normal. I know normal isn't a real thing. It's just a fucking outdated, antiquated construct, as Doug Stanhope would call things that are really not I'm sorry, that are really not necessary anymore. But I'm getting to where I just want to be home all the time, and I don't want to. I appreciate that, Cracker. I just don't. I don't want to go anywhere usually, man. And in the summertime, I usually go straight to my gigs and come straight home, and that's my life. And I want to be able to just get to, well, one, when I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'll be able to go live from my phone on YouTube, but they have this threshold that they started. I hate socializing as well. It's really, really bad. It's not bad. I can carry on a conversation with somebody for as long as I need. Like I can carry on a conversation for somebody as long as I need. But when I get to the point that I run out of things to say and I don't know what to say, I usually resort to something of the effect of, I'll say something, oh my God, I'm so high, I got to get out of here. Or I don't know. It's very hard for me to, hide the fact that I don't want to continue talking. Like, you remember, all right, we've all seen Harry Potter. As a matter of fact, in the Kill Tony Discord, there were a few people who had never seen Harry Potter, and we organized a watch through with all of the Harry Potter movies. So a lot of those guys that are in here now will appreciate this. There is a point in the thanks Tom for subscribing. Appreciate that. But there's a moment in Harry Potter when Luna Lovegood, I love Luna Lovegood so much. And whenever she walks up to Harry as he's about to go talk to Elphias Doge, and this is at Fleur and what's his name? Bill Weasley's wedding at the Burrow. And she walks up and says, "Oh, hello, Harry." And she's like, "I've just interrupted a deep thought, haven't I? I can see it growing smaller in your eyes." And just, that's one of my favorite quotes from the Harry Potter series is, "Oh, I've just interrupted a deep thought. I can see it growing smaller in your eyes." And then her dad comes up and starts carrying on a conversation with him and saying that we support you. We at the Quibbler, we've supported you from day one, and Dumbledore, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, "Come, Father, Harry doesn't want to talk to us right now, but he's too nice to say it, or too kind to say it." Sally, it's a very good story. It's you'd be there's so many little tiny nuggets of great. Well, I mean, you kind of just did. I'll give you the opportunity to delete that comment so that you don't dox yourself, but you kind of have on YouTube in front of everybody, kind of. But yeah, you're safe. Nobody's gonna dox you. But anyway, yeah, it's like I have a really hard time hiding the fact that I don't want to continue the conversation, or that I don't want to like, I'm sorry, sometimes I just don't want to talk, man. Sometimes I just don't. And I would like for it to be like, if sometimes I don't feel like talking, that I could just log off a voice chat and then I'm immediately alone. Sometimes when you're in a situation like out in public where you're somebody's trying to carry on a conversation with you and you're like, you just don't want to talk. You're just quiet. Don't say anything, or just input minimally, "Oh shit, that's crazy, bro," or whatever the fuck. But sometimes you just don't feel like talking, man. And I don't really like, I don't know. I don't feel like I need to explain that anymore. It's like, Brian Jordan, my boy, music chatter here. I'll dox him. Brian's one of my best friends. I was a part of Brian Jordan's wedding, and dude, he is the king of just walking away, or hanging up, or whatever it is. He don't give a shit. He just walk away. Also, shout out Brian, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Let me get real with y'all real quick. Brian, that's in here in the chat. Brian, how many years did you say you should just quit to me about drinking? Brian had a drinking problem, and he quit probably almost 10 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. And he would always tell me, "You just quit. You just quit." And he was always joking when he said that, and it was just something to say. As a matter of fact, a lot of those little things that I say all the time, I stole that cadence from Brian. How you would just say, how he would just, like, he would always just walk, waka waka. 10 years. That attaboy, Brian. But he would always say stuff like that, and just those little like one-liners that I'll pop in and say all the time. I stole that cadence from Brian, and I know I could steal it because he's not a comic, and he will never get on stage and do anything like that. So I can do what I want with his jokes, but with his cadence. But still, like, he's one of the main reasons that I ended up going sober and staying sober, with just him sitting there. And we knew each other when we were drinking still, or I knew him when he was still drinking. And fuck, he definitely knew me. I used to walk in. I used to go in that bar. Brian was the bartender at the bar that I managed for fucking ever. And I used to walk in there and I'd say, Brian, I'm out of water, and throw an empty glass of fucking ice down behind the bar. And I was just a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit sometimes, and I'd tip every now and again, but I always felt like my tip was all the people that I brought there to drink with me. But I was delusional. I was an idiot. But anyway, just a little bit behind my buddy Brian there. Dude, I was always half naked. Yeah, dude, you knew how drunk I was. You knew how drunk I was by how much clothes I was wearing. I mean, I was Bert Kreischer before I knew who Bert Kreischer was for sure. I was definitely like almost shirtless almost every night. I would walk in like I would pull my balls out all the time. I was pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't know. That was it. Those were the days. I'm so thankful that I don't have to do that anymore. I pop in every now and again. I was in there earlier today. Turnt Kreischer, that's right. I was in there today for a little bit, but man, I parked in the back like I used to do. I'd always park in the back and walk in through the back door and just like, and everybody fucking knew who I was, and I would just walk right up to the bar and just be pounding Rumplemints and all that shit. And there was just some of the best comedy that you could ever imagine that occurred in that bar. And it was jokes for nobody, jokes for 2 or 3 people, but it was the funniest stuff that you could ever remember, and it was just so good. But yeah, you can be sober and half naked, I guess, but I still do. But I still do. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. What about Norm Stosh? Where's Norm? Anyway, I totally went AWOL on all that stuff, but what was it we were saying a while ago? Where was it? Oh, yeah. All right. So having a really hard time with hiding the fact that I don't want to have that conversation with somebody. And I've said that a lot before. But the reason that don't worry, I got you. Oh, Nami. That's right. Afternoon, everybody. I was Norm. I kind of was Norm. All right, but I was Norm. Imagine Norm that you might want to rethink those things. You stop drinking and been doing exclusively meth and coke. You might want to join some groups maybe that meet in churches or rec centers. But, who knows? But no, I was Norm if Norm would get drunk as shit, slap the fuck out of people. I used to get drunk and slap people. I got bad. I got bad after a while. What could you do? I mean, what can you do? It's, I don't know. I was definitely shitty ass drunk back in the day. But I appreciate Brian for guiding me through all those foolish things. Brian knows all about church. Tell him, Brian. But yeah, like, if the reason that I was saying all these things is because I have to get to a certain threshold of subscribers to be able to go live from my phone. That's a good joke. I save money on food and alcohol by doing meth instead. That's a funny bit. You should do that. That's a funny bit, Tori. By the way, we're all like how would you call it? Amateur comedians. In a way. Mumford's not an amateur anymore. Hey, he's pretty much he's making shows and shit. He's getting on fucking flyers and shit. So he's on billboards and shit. Mumford's doing good shit. But we're all pretty much like amateur comedians in a way. So we're all the time like throwing bits back and forth to each other. Half of the shit we say is also a joke. I mean, half the shit we say is pretty much a joke. I would like say that if it looks like it's something that might offend you, it's a joke. But anyway, once I get to the point to where I can go live on my phone for YouTube at all times, I will be streaming my ass off a bunch. And yeah, Mumford, don't sell yourself short, bro. You're a fucking hustler, dude. I listened to this guy's set like a month ago, and then listened to a set that he released like night before last. Dude, Mumford is a killer. Y'all watch out for old Monford Davis. Monford Davis, watch out for that killer. He's coming. But anyway, like, if I could do that and be able to talk to all of my friends, I just want to be able to do like this. This is great. Just to have a few people that I know that I can just talk back and forth with right here. And whenever I'm done with this, I can click stop streaming, and then I am by myself. I'm alone in my house. And that's what I'm aiming for. What is that? The DMAs? There's a joke. There's a joke here. The puddings. All my puddings. That's right. Half of the shit that is said is jokes, at least half of the time. That's right. I'm glad you knew what I meant. But nah, man. Like, if you can't take everything seriously. And if you do take everything seriously, now, granted, there are certain things that just can't be said. We can't go around throwing the N-word around and shit like that, because that shit's not funny. That was used in horrible hate all over the world, and it's just not, it's not fun, and it doesn't work. It's not funny. That one has run its course. That being said, you can't like police everything that anybody says. I mean, you can't define a person just because they've said something that you don't agree with. Granted, if they go around throwing around the N-word, you could probably pretty much peg that person as a certain type of person that you probably don't want to be around. And once they reveal themselves to you, take it as that and move along. Let them reveal themselves to you, and then just be like, okay, so I don't want to be around this person. Then remove yourselves from that. But anything else, fucking just don't take shit so seriously. Everything, peg that person. Oh no, it's a band, Brian. I hadn't heard of that. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, just you can't go around policing everybody and trying to just look for something that they're going to like look for something to cancel them on. Puddings. You can't be doing shit like that. That's all fucked up. I don't like that thought. Just because one person doesn't think it's funny. Just because a few, like a small group of people doesn't think it's funny, they want to cancel it for everybody else who thinks it's funny. Now, just as the other part, like if there are millions and millions of people who are like, hey, this doesn't need to be said, you're not allowed to say that, this is not funny, then that you can pretty much judge. But if it's just like a fucking small group of people that are like, I can't believe you made a joke about the spotted emu Did you not know that the spotted emu is an endangered species, and there's less than 300 left on the face of the earth, and less than 10 years ago there were thousands of these creatures, and they have died off due to some random sickness that was spread by mosquitoes in some desolate village in somewhere west of California. And we cannot believe that you've made this joke on your podcast and this analogy about the spotted emu. How rude and inconsiderate of you, Kelsey Hudgins, for doing this. And as crazy as that sounds, that's exactly how it sounds to just about everybody else who doesn't give a shit about the little thing that you are offended by. I didn't say shit about the koalas. You're right, man. I ain't fucking around with them koalas, dude. You know what? Save the spotted emu. You know what's funny? I don't even know if a spotted emu is a thing. Let's see if it's a thing. Is there a such thing as a spotted emu? Let's see. Spotted emu. Sure isn't. There's a spotted emu bush. It sounds real. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what's funny is that's what we should be. That should be my first. All right, there's my first hashtag. You got it, small town. Save the spotted emu. Hashtag save the spotted emu. I don't care what y'all put on social media tomorrow. Drop a hashtag save the spotted emu on it. That's gonna be my first like little your mom's house weird shit that we get going. The spotted emu. Someone say Bush, get that conditioner, baby. That's right. Hashtag save the spotted emu. Do that shit. That's fucking beautiful. That's right. But still, you see how ridiculous that sounds? Because I'm sorry, but for every time that somebody comes out and says, you can't make a joke about this thing because I did this thing, and I'll say it again as I've said it on recent episodes of this very podcast, that Tony, the Golden Pony, Hinchcliffe, the one of the top young rising comedians in the world, said it best, that people want to make things about them. They just want to let the world know that they did this thing, and they want everyone to stand and applaud them for this thing that they did. And they utilize someone else's joke to give an entire room full of people that tiny bit of information they wanted to pass on, that I did this thing. I did this thing, and you aren't allowed to make a joke about it because I did this thing that makes me not think that that thing is funny. And they feel like they have the right then to go and fuck up this person's entire career, or day at least. Not their career. But they want to go and fuck up this person's entire day on Twitter by blasting them with, this person made a joke about this thing that I did some freelance work with in August of last year, and here's the picture of me doing this thing that I want to bring attention to, but here's also the link of the joke that was made that is not going to be allowed to continue to be made. This is not funny. What is the song that the band played before the alleged murderer went on to kill Tony? I don't know. Let's find out. What was that song? Save the Spotted Emu. Save it. Save that spotted emu. No, it's probably best that I move along from that subject because I'll probably piss people off, and I want this thing to do well, not do well. So, yeah. I need some more water. Let's see.
Oh, shit. Put your hands together for your next comedian, Gareth. Is Gareth here? Just one word, Gareth? That's interesting. Uh-oh, here he comes, everybody. It's a real human.
I
that way, Gareth. Go back that way.
Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Tony knows. Dream, dream, dream.
Here he is.
That is the Everly Brothers. The Everly Brothers. I think it is called Dream. Yeah. Nah, that would have been the 60s, early 60s. Let's see. Everly Brothers. Maybe the 50s. See, what year would that have been? All I Have to Do Is Dream. 58. Yep. God, those guys killed it. Those harmonies, man. Motherfucker, why does my computer keep going to fucking Bing? Jesus, please us. What is going on with this fucking thing? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get mad. But listen to these harmonies just...
We'd like to slow the tempo down just a little bit and do a ballad. We do hope you remember...
I'm only going to play a few minutes of it because I don't want to get... Listen. That's so sick. When I want you. Those harmonies are so good, man. Peggy Sue, that was old, died in a plane crash. What's his name? Buddy Holly. But yeah, no, man, the Everly Brothers were great. There's a video of the Everly Brothers playing Dream, or maybe it's Simon and Garfunkel playing it. But either way, there's Paul Simon saying that whenever we started this thing, those sounds that we were trying to recreate were the Everly Brothers, and God, their voices are so good. But yeah, 1958 was the year on that. But yeah, it's probably best I don't go down that other road anymore because I'll probably just end up pissing people off, and I'm not really here to do that. So. Yeah. So anyway, any new business? What else do we got? I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon. Let's do a bit in here now that I actually have a pretty good group of people where we'll do just a few minutes of you guys ask me anything random, and I will give you a legitimate, straight up answer on it. So, ask me anything. That thing sounds creepy, doesn't it? Favorite seafood dish? Scallops. My first pet's name? Max. He was a wiener dog. Would I let a girl peg me? No. And if so, what are the conditions? There are no conditions. I'll explain why later. How big is my Johnny? You will never get to find out, friend. Would I visit the Philippines? I might visit the Philippines. I don't see what's wrong with that. Would I rather be invaded by an alien or illegal alien? I think I'd rather be invaded by a regular alien. Not an illegal alien. I'm all about the law. I appreciate the law. I like courthouses. I like courthouses and the law and things like that. So... Is it cause of pegging? Peg and Sue. Peg and Sue. Ooh, peaches, bro. Come on, man. This is South Carolina. We definitely go in peaches. What am I thinking for your intro? I don't know. What kind of music are you into, man? Like, what kind of stuff do you like? Do you like techno stuff? Ooh, favorite cowboy movie? Tombstone. Very, very close runner-up is Django Unchained. Django is one of the greatest cowboy movies of all time. Flower. I like Flower. Who do I not want to come to my funeral? I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't want anybody to come to my funeral. That's them, whatever they want to do. I haven't gone to funerals, so I don't really care. I'm an Englishman in New York. Ska, punk, and hip hop. I could work something out like that. I'll go with Bernie. I'll go with Bernie between Tulsi and Bernie. Only reason I say that is because Bernie's just said the same thing over and over, like for 30 years. He's stuck to what he said 30 years ago. Rogan, for sure. Rogan. God, Django was so good, man. Django was really good. So if you're into stuff like that, small town, I could work that out. My dream car is either a 1949 Mercury Coupe or a 1968 GTO, maybe. Sunday Night Lights. What's that? I don't know what Sunday Night Lights is. He was very good in Ray, though. Jamie Foxx. I just farted. Y'all hear that? I had to lean up for it. You know what else is a really, really badass car? I don't want to be cliche and say the 1967 Shelby GT500. Oh, that's Any Given Sunday. Stosh. Not Sunday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights was possibly my favorite football movie. A 69 Chevelle SS. That's badass. I don't want to be cliche and say the 67 Shelby, but man, the 1955 Chevy Bel Air. I like the 55. I like the 57 and the 59 too. The 59 had that cat eye tail lights that I really liked. No, it's fine, Stosh. As long as it's under 77, oh yeah, for sure. My first car was like a father-son hookup, like a fixer-upper car. It was a 1969 Ford Galaxy convertible. Favorite movie? Silence of the Lambs. Easy. Ooh, that 66 Lincoln Continental, dude, the Sinister. That's a bad motherfucker right there. favorite movie is Jurassic Park. I like a lot, and there's 1 R and 2 S's. But yeah, that galaxy was with candy apple red, with convertible top, dude. It was badass, dude. As Dax, Dax Shepard's got one of those chop top trucks, right? Love for Tesla. I love Tesla, man. Dude, I tell you what I would love to have is a Tesla Model X. Is that what it is, a Model X? The hatchback one? the SUV thing? I like the Tesla truck, dude, to be honest with you. That shit is badass. Yeah, let's see this Tesla Model X. Every fucking time I put something into Google, it redirects me to Bing. And I'm losing my motherfucking mind every time it does it. She's trading her MG for a white Chrysler LeBaron. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. Death by drowning or fire? I don't know. Fire, I guess. Because I guess you would pass out from the smoke first. And drowning, it would just be fucking agony that you're completely aware of the whole time. I've thought about the cremation or burial. I just want to think that if me putting a giant fucking tomb in the ground that would encase my physical body just doesn't seem very they just seem, I don't know. I feel like that seems kind of selfish to me, for me to do that. I think I'd rather be cremated, man. Like, I want to be cremated and have my ashes put into different things. Like, I would like to have my ashes pressed into a vinyl record with some of my original music on it, because I've seen that that's a thing that gets done. I would also like my ashes to be spread out into different trees that are planted in places that are important to me, or just anywhere. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind like having my ashes literally planted in soil with my ashes pressed into a badass guitar. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh yeah, you donate. Yeah, for sure. Donate organs. I donate my organs or whatever fucking organ I got. Listen, I'm letting you know right now. If you end up with my organs, I'm sorry, bro. I mean, I'll donate what I can. I'll donate what I fucking can. But listen, man, I can't tell you. I can't tell you whether or not it's gonna be fucking worth a damn or not. But I mean, shit. Yeah, I'll donate my organs. But I think that, I don't know, cremation would be the way to go. I think. Just it seems like we're gonna run out of space, and there is, like, we're gonna have countless tombs and bodies that are just buried on Earth. And dude, automobiles, bro, for sure. I was looking at the Tesla Model X and it opened up Bing, and I got real mad because it did that. But that's the thing, man. Like we're running out of space, And we're running out of space to put people, man. Like, there's just, for us all to keep going in the ground, like, that seems, one, really expensive. Yes, so much cheaper. One that seems really expensive and unnecessary. Like, why do they want you to be put in a padded, comfortable, like it's comfortable, like you're gonna wake up one day and like you're gonna wake up in there and be like, oh, good, it's comfortable, this is great, like this is nice. At least I went for the big coffin with the nice pillows. Like, this is bullshit. I just feel like I don't want to fear. Like, I don't want to have to. When this thing's over, I want it to be done. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want no witch to come and bring me back to life. Because I know witches like to bring people back to life. I don't want that shit to happen to me, man. I ain't trying to go down like that. But yeah, we're running out of space on Earth. We're running out of space to put people underground. Or like, there's just not there. We're gonna eventually get to the point to where all of the things that we've buried, all of these like graveyards and stuff like that, are gonna be really obsolete, and it's gonna be really, like, I think, a nuisance eventually, because now they've got all these big tombs and shit that you get buried in, like all these I don't know, like, you get all these nukes. Jesus, I'm reading you're half reading your thing and thinking, but they're building all these fucking tombs, basically, that they drop your coffin in and then cover that up. What do they call that thing? The vault, basically. Now that's the thing that I believe will still remain. Not like tombstones, where people will put, like, but not necessarily like a tombstone, but the idea of a tombstone, like a memorial of some sort. Like for instance, if I were to get cremated and be planted as a tree somewhere, and then that tree would be like, this tree represents the remains of Kelsey Hudgins, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that would be a really neat way to be remembered. Or mausoleums. That's honestly, mausoleums are the parking garages of graveyards. And I believe that would be the way that things would go. Like, you just fucking start stacking them up like fucking apartments for the afterlife. And that'd probably be the way that it would go. Fucking, like, yeah, parking garages for the graveyard. Like, you just stack them all up. That'd save a lot of space. And I know that this is like, when people are thinking about their loved ones and I'm sitting here going, stack them up, that probably sounds kind of insensitive, but you got to understand, I am an oak. Flush down a toilet. Is that your last wishes, Stosh? Get me cremated and then flush me down the toilet. So I could clog it up one last time. They have mausoleums with parking garages already. Dude, imagine that horror movie. Oh man. So shit, there was something else that I wanted to say that I kind of wanted to get to before I got out of here. Well, I can't for the life of me remember what it is, so I guess we'll just do that later. Anyway, oh, you like the train? We're riding on that train. ride. Come on, ride a train. Hey, ride. Come on, ride a train. I have not seen Human Centipede, and I really don't care to. Montford sounds like a car company owned by a Jamaican. Yeah, man. Dropped into a volcano. I saw this thing one time. This old man had the tag to the article was, elderly man has ashes inserted into fireworks so he could light up his wife's life one last time. And I thought that was kind of sweet. But you just want to hear me drop train facts now? I hear there was the house that I grew up in has a train track that ran right behind it for fucking ever. And I talked about it last week, where I would go squash pennies. I would go sit pennies on the train track. And I would sit the pennies out on the train track, and it would come and squish the pennies, and that was just something sweet, like a sweet little novelty that I had when I was a kid. I would like giving my friends and shit. Patrick Monahan of Train. But I loved those fucking things, man. The trains were the shit. It would come from Becker, Sand and Gravel in Bennettsville, South Carolina. And it would go from Becker, Sand and Gravel all the way to the fucking, like where there's like a brick company. It was called Palmetto Brick. And it would hit all of these different places up and like hauling granite and things like that, and just giant rock minerals, where Bennettsville, South Carolina is a very mineral rich place. There's pretty much a lot of the like things that are grown there. Chewing ice. They say it's bad for your teeth, but it's good for your weight. Chewing ice. It burns calories to chew. No. I mean, not allegedly on the train tracks. This old engine makes it on time. That's right. Trains is how Einstein got to discover something with numbers and shit, right? Yeah, let's go with that. But this train would pass by my house, I would say about every morning, 9 o'clock or so, 9:15, and every evening around 5:45. That some bitch would come, just almost like clockwork. That's right. Nah, carry me home. Don't get me on that bullshit, Mumford. Don't get me on that bullshit. But no, I love trains. Trains are cool. Trains are nice. If I were a little bit bigger nerd than I am, I'd probably be the guy that had the big thing that went around my whole house. Had the train tracks that would go all the way around, like the model train. I'd be that nerd. I could see myself doing that for sure. Oh man, dude, I had so many railroad spikes, dude. I had a pile of railroad spikes that I was collecting, and I didn't know that that I was fucking anything up one time. But there was somebody who came from the CSX, the train company. There's somebody that came to our house one time, and my granddad called me outside, and he asked me, "Have you been taking railroad ties from out here?" And like, honestly, dude, I wouldn't like go pull railroad ties out of the thing. but the train would come by and it would just vibrate them out, and they would be laying all throughout the gravel. I mean, the granite gravel. So I would go up and I would just pull them over and pull them over to the side and just keep them over to the side by where my granddad kept all of like the old like heating and air units and stuff like that. So me unknowingly as a kid was making my own little collection of like railroad spikes and pieces off of railroad tracks. And the guy was like, you know, if you don't take, you know, stop taking these things like this, you know, this track might break and this train could go off the tracks and come through here and hurt a bunch of people. So and I was like a kid and really, really scared of this shit. So I was like not fucking around with those spikes for a while, but I wasn't really thinking. They probably came up and asked my granddad, hey, are you planning on recycling all this stuff? Because it's not, you know, you probably can't do that. And they might have thought he was trying to sell it. Shit, he might have. You know, make the train tracks the official background. We'll just get like a fuckload of different train track backgrounds. Yeah, that sounds like something you'd do, Chuckle. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Please click subscribe on the YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. And if you guys want to keep up with what I'm doing throughout the week, please go follow me on Periscope at Kelsey Hudgins. I go live on Periscope just about every day. Pretty much at least every other day for sure, live on Periscope. I pretty much stream all of my solo gigs and some of the band gigs as well. So go subscribe to Periscope, and if you guys enjoy the podcast, you guys enjoy the content, feel free to drop a little bit of donation into the tip jar at Kelsey-Hudgins-1 on the Venmo. Follow me on Instagram at Yonder Wizard, WIZZERD, and on Twitter at Kelsey Hudgins. And I'm not on Facebook anymore. Got off of that, deleted the app a while ago, and I like my friends a lot more now than I did when I had to see their thoughts every second of every day. So follow me everywhere else. I will try to get good content to continue rolling out your way. Also, please, if you haven't heard me do a podcast in what you think has been too long, fucking call me out on Twitter. Call me out on everywhere you can call me out on. Also, by the way, I designed my brother Michael Lair. Brother Michael Lair from Kill Tony, the third regular of Kill Tony as of late, had asked me if I wanted to donate a t-shirt design, and I donated a t-shirt design, and you guys can go purchase this t-shirt from the Michael Lair, Michael spelled just like Michael, LEHRER, Lair.threadless.com. Go check out michaellair.threadless.com. And the Michael Lair the Lair 2020 shirt was designed by Kelsey Hudgins on the website, and it is up for sale right now. If you guys want to go support my dude, buy something that I designed, please go and do that there. He is fucking great, and he's got some really cool shit. He's got some really cool shit up there for sale. So, anywho, I guess I'll go ahead and we'll get out of here and let you guys get on with your lives. Screwballwhiskey.com, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios here in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. Want to remind you, if you're going to drink Screwball Whiskey, do so safely. Do not get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Drink responsibly. And Go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREW ballwhiskey.com. Screwball Whiskey, tomorrow's stories begin right here. The original peanut butter whiskey. A lot of posers out there, y'all. A lot of people that are trying to mimic this peanut butter craze. Screwball Whiskey is the original peanut butter whiskey, and you tell everybody that says anything any different. Screwballwhiskey.com. I think that is it. If you guys want to join the Discord, there are links to it in my Twitter at Kelsey Hudgins, and also the Kill Tony Discord if you guys want to join that too. All right. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. I love you. I mean it. Peace, bitches.